This is James from the Hornbill technical support team, and this is a short tutorial to give you a general overview of organizations within Supportworks. So I'm using the 750 enterprise client, and this is application ITSM 3.4.14. This will apply to all versions because organizations have come in since I think ITSM 2, so this will apply to all versions from that day. I'm going to go straight into the file, manage organizations, and manage. What you need to understand from this point of view is organizations usually sit at the top. So if you think of organization as the top of the chart, if you're creating a new structure, and then what you need to do is associate your organization to departments within your organization, sites, and also your customers. So there's other areas as well which we are going to configure, such as charge centers, contracts, etc., which we'll go through just now. But what we'll do here in this tutorial is we'll create a new organization, we'll associate that with a charge center and contracts, and we'll also show you the organizational chart in terms of what you can actually associate to an organization. So from here I'm just going to click on add new, so let's create a new one. So I'm just going to call it test.org. You can actually specify a parent organization if you wish. This will be effectively treated as a standalone organization, but it just shows that it can be part of another one as well. There's a couple of options here. Don't need to be selected, but you can simply choose, the industry and actual category around the industry. Again, you can obviously customize these and add in your own particular fields that if they make more sense to your particular organizations. And also, this is something we definitely make use of here within Hornbill internally, is the account manager and support manager. So you can set particular contacts within your database here. So account manager would usually specify an internal analyst, and support manager as well, it'll be an internal analyst who would be the support manager for that particular organization internally. So as you can see here, it won't actually give you the option to create a charge center or associate it to a service from this particular page. However, you can fill in a telephone number in here. Yeah, you know what I mean. And also you can configure a postal address in here as well. So you can literally just click on add new. There we go. So as soon as we click on add record, it's now going to be available in our list of organisation. So I'm just going to double click on it, and here we have our organisation. So you can see that several other tabs have actually opened up here on this details form, such as your child organisations, associated sites, departments, customers. So these are the three things that sit underneath the organisation. Contracts, any CIs that's actually associated, any service level agreements that's associated, and any calls that's been logged against the organisation. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new charge center. Usually charge centers are against the organisation or department. Here in Supportworks it's configured under the organisation. So I'm just going to put in some simple information there, test charge, and services is blank because this would then appear, services will appear as you actually subscribe to them. So I suggest that if you do wish to subscribe to organisations to services, you have a look at the tutorials around services. So the next thing I'm going to show you here is that you can actually associate a contract. If you have contracts already in your Supportworks configured. If not, you can actually literally click on new, create a new contract. You can just select a type and an owner. go. Select a sponsor for the particular contract, which would usually be a customer record. You can set an expiration date, any kind of review of the actual contract. So this, you could use this purely for if you've got customer records who pay maintenance and maybe they may stop support after a certain period of time. You can select review periods, so that can be quite handy. Keep a detail on the processing, references, review periods, etc. So I'm just going to click on add, so that's now associated there with the organization. You can add in configuration items, so you can actually search and actually associate them with the organization. So I'm just actually going to select a few at bulk here. So I'm going to say yes, the company is the owner of the CI. And what you'll see happen in the CI itself, it will then populate on the right hand side here, the organization has been our test organization. You can also do the same and associate any kind of service level agreements. And obviously associated requests will only come if calls have been logged against this organization. So the last thing I'm going to show you here is the tree, which is actually based on the schema. So you can get to this schema through the actual client itself. So if you go into Help and then Supportworks ITSM Enterprise Schema Report, this page will appear. There we go. And a helpful diagram is actually here on the left hand side, organization ERD, which we can show you if I scroll in a little bit. There we go. So we can see how the actual tables, this will show you a list of tables that are in Supportworks and how they actually are connected to each other. So the company table is what the organization is actually held in. You can see it's associated with the site table, address, user DB company, which will contain the literally the customer records and the company records in terms of what's associated to what departments, cost center. So these are all the things that we've kind of been through. So that just shows you how they're actually stored. You know, what foreign keys are linked up to what primary keys. User DB train, user DB rating, etc. So that's quite a handy graph to just understand how the actual architecture works behind the scenes. You can also go to the company table on the left hand side here to see what fields are available out of the box for your company table. So it'll give you also a explanation of each of the particular columns as well, which is quite handy. And that's it really. So that's all around organizations. There's going to be a separate tutorial for sites, departments and customers, and I'm also going to do a tutorial based on the actual configuring and analyzing of the associations themselves or dependencies.